Welcome everybody. This is Litecoin Lawton here again on June 6th around 10:30 at night. The kids are asleep, so I thought I'd do a quick video. How's everybody doing out there? Bitcoin is dead again, you guys. This is just so you guys know, Bitcoin has died 382 times. Yeah. But is it dead? Can it be dead? The virus is out of the bag. The Pandora's box is opened, and there is no end to this one, folks. So the fear and greed right now is at 15. Things are depressing out there. I get it. There's a lot of problems out in the world. I don't know. I can't solve all of them. I'm not here to solve all of them. I'm just trying to make some money on the way down, on the way up. I don't care. I just like the volatility. I hope you guys are being safe and not investing things you can't afford to lose. I'm here today to talk really about, I'm fired up, you guys. This is, I'm stoked to do this video tonight. I learned some cool things that actually Litecoin launched its Mimblewimble on May 19th, you guys. On May 19th is my birthday. Almost exactly. Actually, I was born at 7/11. It was 8:30. So it didn't quite hit my birthday exactly, but I feel like it's a sign. And Charlie Lee, out of anybody that's out there, you guys, Charlie Lee probably is one of the most honest, altruistic people that I've ever heard talk. And he created this thing called Litecoin, 8 years ago, 10 years ago. I think it was 10 years ago now, but the second cryptocurrency to ever, get made here. He did things a little different. We haven't had an upgrade or any kind of, there hasn't really been that much development on Litecoin, I would say. But I don't know about you guys, but I'm like more attracted to Litecoin now than I haven't ever been, really. And I was deep into this thing, 6 years ago. I was pretty deep mining, and my wife almost left me because had these jet turbines going off in the background, and and then I was making money for a little bit, but then I would basically, moral of the story, do not start mining unless you're a big multi-conglomerate, corporation or something, or if you got just extra power lying around, because they're expensive, at least here in the States. So if I would have just bought Litecoin instead of buying the miners at the time, I would have probably done a lot better. But I did get the chance to mine Litecoin for 4 or 5 months before my wife shut me down on that. And it's good. It was actually good because I really it was burning up. It was like $900 electricity bill, all sorts of bad things. But so I hope you guys are doing well tonight. I was reading this. I keep reading this paper, and every time it's just amazing to me. And if anybody that's new to crypto, especially you new folks out there, read this paper. This is Satoshi Nakamoto's white paper, and this is the thing that started it all off. And in an age of cryptos where there's just like the new coin and new development and all this stuff, and everybody developing and pushing the boundaries, that's great. That's really great. I love Ethereum and the contracts and how you can make your own dApps and all that stuff, and DeFi. I love that stuff, but in the end, okay, Litecoin, if he wants to be a currency, now with Mimblewimble activated and privacy, we're competing now against Dogecoin, because Dogecoin was the one that's the fastest and the cheapest right now, and it makes sense as a currency. So with Litecoin is the daddy. So with Mimblewimble and privacy, I would actually be a little bit scared to be in Doge right now because Litecoin's coming out swinging right here, you guys. Uh, this thing's activated. You can just download the Mimblewimble app. So this is my theory, you guys. This is my theory right now. I think big government's going to come after Litecoin. I think governments around the world are going to come after this. I think I'm really surprised that Charlie Lee actually survived this. I thought he was just going to have like an accident or something before he was able to upgrade to the Mimblewimble. Like personally, I'm so happy that he did this. He did this for us, you guys. This is like he's given us this for the people, the proper currency for free people all over the world and or all together. Like cryptocurrency brings people together, which I really like. We have communities all over the world that are rooting for Litecoin. We have all over communities all over the world rooting for Dogecoin and rooting for SHIB and rooting for Ethereum and rooting for Terra Luna. God rest their souls. So I like how it brings communities together. I wish they would unite more around Bitcoin. Right now, since it is king, I mean, I think that we have basically, so for all you new people out there, the first advice is basically get yourself some Bitcoin, okay? As a long-term store of value, get yourself some Bitcoin first before you start buying all these other coins and all these other things. The general rule was to get a Bitcoin first. This is what Charlie Lee said, get a Bitcoin first and then, worry about getting all these other coins and start diversifying into your portfolio. So Bitcoin's the safest bet. And, that's all I can say about that. So, the thing is about Litecoin, I'm just super excited about this one, you guys. It's putting itself in position for the true silver. I think what's going to happen is the governments are going to start banning this. We might see an actual dip in Litecoin as corporations and governments push to actually delist this thing because of the power of a private currency, right? It's the government's worst fear, a truly decentralized, you guys. Litecoin can't get shut off like Solana for 4 hours and just because someone wants to flick a switch. The proof of stake coins out there that let's go back to the paper. Like this is the thing I was actually looking up today. Proof of work, okay? Proof of stake doesn't do this. Proof of work solves the problem of determining representation in a majority decision making. Okay, just that first, there's no majority. Okay, so like the stake, the stakeholders, depending on how the coin gets released, but Litecoin had Charlie Lee mined 10 coins first of all, and then he just to prove that the first block worked. And then he just let it go, and he didn't hoard any. He did sell at the top of the 2017. That was pretty scandalous, but I wish I had the trading skills Charlie Lee had. He actually donated most of it to the foundation anyway. So I really respect the guy. I still think he has our best interest in heart. You can't blame a guy for selling the top. Okay. He's, if you can do it and you buy the bottom, those are special people, you guys. So I'm here to help. And it is a beautiful day. So let's get into the charts. Bitcoin, excuse me, you guys. Bitcoin again had a bullish MACD cross on the daily. We just had this like pretty crazy dump a second ago. And like, I'm on the 4-hour chart now, and I kind of just watched this thing. We were kind of doing good. I thought we were going to break this, 32 area, but we just basically got pretty slammed down here. I'm going to draw a line here because that line looks pretty good. And then this is how I was kind of noticing this pattern here. So we really need to get we really need to get above this downward line of resistance right now. So as soon as we break this, I would imagine we have a run at least back up to, test that 40,000 area, it looks like. So I think Bitcoin is in a position. I really would like to, the only thing I really would like to see in Bitcoin is if you go out to the weekly and you look at this thing, and for the new people here, the Brontosaurus will guide us, okay? I don't need to really have to draw an arrow, but I mean, that's up, the simplest thing, hodl. And for people that think that this thing is kind of curving out, I've seen it drawn like, where it's just like this is curving out and kind of plateauing out, um and it does kind of look like that. But what people fail to realize is that, fractals are nice, and patterns are nice. And as a chartist, we look at patterns to try to help us, right? We use the history to help us. But the number one rule in trading is that past history doesn't always dictate future behavior. And just because something happened in the past doesn't necessarily mean that's going to happen, that way again. So, there's been people that have talked about the next bull run being like the last bull run. I kind of think we may have two more in us, but the idea basically is that, the fiat currency system collapses and we go to something that's not as easy. It's a fair money, right? It's a fair private money because people don't want to get targeted advertisements. And, I literally filled out my home, like mortgage thing and just been getting spam callers. I would vote for anybody. I would basically vote for anybody that could magically go onto my phone or create something that I could push a button and the signal would go through the phone line and then explode the building on the other side, and just all the spammers just disappear. Like if they could make spammers go away, I would vote for that person to be like, he's like, I don't care about anything else. I'm just gonna get rid of spam bots. I'll be like, that guy is my guy. I do digress. The dollar right now is getting some pumpage. We really need to get, if the dollar gets above this line, we'll see how it does right here. But the next line is, this neckline is the major neckline. So the 103 level, if we get above that, then this could be out to run. This pattern is falling wedge kind of look like it is breaking out, but it only has one point of contact here. So it could not be a valid. I still kind of think the head and shoulders here could be in play. And then the dollar falling down to this 98 level. If that actually happens, then Bitcoin's going to run, you guys. Litecoin's going to run. All of these things are going to run. ETH. Let me turn on Lux Algo here. So ETH again has a buy right now on Lux Algo. Let's see, Litecoin's getting hammered, you guys, right now. So I would say, we're probably gonna, it looks like we're gonna, if we break out of this, I kind of think that this level right here is gonna hold this line. I don't think this is gonna break. I have this feeling that Litecoin's not gonna break this line, and then we're gonna get some kind of relief bounce here back to this midline at least. I would say usually it kind of gravitates toward the middle and then maybe pushes to the upper limit here. If it does break this, then the next line basically, is that $42, and then $20 is the absolute bottom. I think personally that Litecoin is bottomed here. The CMW indicator right here is flashing green. We are on a pretty, this MACD cross is pretty convincing. I'm seeing bullish divergences on the market cipher here. So we're picking up some pretty massive bullish divergences on the daily. So this is a little bit longer term, and you can kind of see that this is the money flow out of the market. It's kind of curling back around. It does these, things, and then the money flow could come in like this, and this is actually the green. The green is money flow back into the market, and then the cipher is actually picking up bullish divergences, which means it's pretty complicated. I'm not going to go into divergences right now, but cipher does a really good way of showing. I'll go to the dollar so you can see bearish divergence. Bearish divergence looks like this. So like the red on top is showing bearish divergences on the dollar. So this is really good. And also you can see that money flow is starting to dwindle on the dollar. That's not to say that, that this thing goes down there, but if it does something like that, this area will give all crypto and other assets a chance to pump. Doge. What's Doge doing? We're not picking up anything on the cipher. It's kind of looking a lot like Litecoin right now. We are holding this line pretty strong. I think the bottom might be in for Doge. The next level of this thing does break though is around, that 5 cents mark. So a nickel. If it actually wicks down there, that would be a pretty amazing buy. On the weekly, what is Doge doing? So look on the weekly, you guys. Wow, this is I can't make this stuff up because I'm here doing it with you guys. But check this out where we are. It is just riding this 200 EMA. So this is what we wish Bitcoin would do right now, is touch this 200-day EMA. And cryptos, for some reason, assets like to gravitate towards the 200 EMA, probably because of all the algos or something pushes it down here. But this thing is kissing it, and so I'm going to say, I'll be bold here and say the bottom is in for Doge, and that we're at least going to come back up here to that 14-cent level. This is not financial advice, by the way. Just a dude on the internet and a dream. Okay, Litecoin is under the 200 EMA, so we're getting smack monkey hammered right now. Litecoin's not looking super great. It's really interesting because I think that again we're getting some manipulation from big government. Against the privacy features. I wouldn't be surprised again if this thing starts getting delisted. If it does, there's always going to be, literally Litecoin right now is the number, like it's basically accepted everywhere. So they would really have to shut down a lot of people to not accept Litecoin. I guarantee there's going to be some nodes out there that will refuse to shut down selling Litecoin. So I think you'll always be able to get Litecoin, you guys. I don't think they can shut it all down. ETH. So ETH is really showing this this Wyckoff accumulation right now. So I honestly, I think that this looks super similar to this. That's why I keep having it here. I think out of all the altcoins right now, that ETH is exhibiting this pattern the most, and I kind of drew it out. So this would basically say that ETH has bottomed too here around 1690. So ETH is looking like a really good. It's looking like a really good buy. This is on the daily. So if this is the spring, we should have a test here pretty soon. So we'll see if we can reach this test. It kind of looks like we're at this spring fade. That's why I kind of wanted to bring you guys a video tonight. I'm sorry it's going a little long. I appreciate my new viewers out there. I hope you guys, wish you luck on any investing. If anybody wants me to cover anything, let me know. I will cover it. Just put a comment down there and be like, hey, could you cover this? Or I'm interested in whatever. Silver, these are just the things that I like. And so if you guys want me to cover something, I'm not covering it. Let me know. Then again, some of these coins are from my homies too. So out there, shout out to everybody, JBZ, all you guys out there in YouTube land. I got some new subscribers recently. I appreciate you guys. And so, what is silver doing right now? It looks like silver is kind of bouncing. We have a buy here. It's been in this channel for so long. This is like the biggest bear market since 2008, I want to say. So let me go back in history here. This is a ridiculously long bear market here. So since 2011, I'm sorry. So yeah, so we've had a pretty, it's been beaten down here, you guys. I honestly think this is probably one of the most important assets to have in your possession. People have forgotten what real money is, and in a land of digits and digital money, sometimes you got to get Game of Thrones on that being, and that's kind of what woke me up. Not Game of Thrones in particular, but old school money. What is money? Something that's rare, something that we can go back to the paper. What is money? And he defines it, and he actually relates it to gold. And he talks about what really is money, and this was a game changer, right? This was a game changer, you guys. And he really gave us this thing to communicate, to solve all the this trusted third party situation, the middleman. This is a problem, and it still is a problem. We have middlemen everywhere that are little greedy hands, and they pluck at the currency. I just want to take out $20. I don't need to pay $4 an ATM fee. That's like a dumb system. If I want to send money from South Africa to Kenya, like, good luck. You have to pay like 10% on that transfer. So literally a 10%. It's robbery. Or you can put your money on on a train and then give it like a bus driver and have them drive it, and there's like hope that the bus driver is legit, right? So what's going to happen here? I'm hoping for the best. I'm also planning for the worst. I think, I would say the bottom looks like it's in. Bitcoin, the only thing Bitcoin hasn't done yet is touch this 200 day on the weekly. Everything else has. So Litecoin, Doge, like all these things have touched the 200. And so, I really want to touch. This could be it. I circled it. This could literally be it. So this could count. The algos might have thought that I touched it here. And we're going to be pushing it up higher here. So, maybe we're all waiting for this dump and this 200, and this thing's just going to go ripping up to 60. So I think this is a really good price. I think looking back in history will prove me right or wrong that $30,000 Bitcoin is an amazing opportunity. So we'll see what happens, you guys. Zoom out. Okay, let's not stress out. Know why you're in the space. Be comfortable with your investments. Can really consider proof of work over proof of stake. And coins that have been around for a while, that can't be turned off or don't have too much of a complex code, because money is supposed to be money. I don't need my money upgraded and changed and all this development all the time on my money. Like that makes me nervous. If they're launching, if a coin has all this development all the time on it, like, and it's just like constantly being developed and constantly being upgraded. And that's great and all, and I can appreciate that. But in the end, like, it kind of makes me nervous because it's a chance to break something. It's a chance to ruin what money is supposed to just do in the first place. So, for currency wise, know what your currencies are as far as cryptos go. And there's a difference. Bitcoin, Litecoin is a currency. Digibyte is a currency. Dogecoin is a currency. Those are true currencies. And then you have platforms, right? So ETH is a platform. SHIB is a platform. Um, you know, silver and gold you can consider real money. So it's like a store of wealth of old school money, 6,000-year-old tradition of money, not 10 years or 75 years on the dollar, right? We're talking 6,000 years, folks. Okay, you got to respect history. You got to know history and respect history and know what gold and know what silver is. It's not archaic. It's a generational gap here, and it's really sad that this last generation, the boomer generation, was really the ones that like kind of forgot about gold and silver. And so there's a lot of things happening in the world. What do you guys think about like the fourth turning and stuff? And how basically every 80 years the generations basically collide. We have like the millennials and the boomers right now, kind of like we're starting to clash on like how we want the world to go, and the environment, and like there's just like a lot of really highly politicized stuff going on in the world. I mean, this guy's got a hard job, you guys. I mean, we got Russia just invaded. He didn't make Russia invade Ukraine here. He didn't make, I think Joey gets a bad rap. Would I want to be in his shoes? No. Do I hope he does a good job? Yes. Do I think that the Fed and the situation that we're in right now is really horrible? Yes. I think they're painted into a corner. The way money works is very complex. And I'll have to do a whole video on how I think money works. I've been having this flow chart that I'm going to probably put together because it really is complicated. And then the Fed is now trying to unload its balance sheet. So what does that look like, right? So they buy the bonds, and then when the bonds come up for maturity, right? So like say they buy a 3-year bond, then what they're saying now is that they basically go to the treasury and go, hey, it's been 3 years, where's my money? And that's kind of a complicated thing that happens, and how that's going to influence the market, we'll see. Eventually they're going to have to reverse course here and fire up the printers again. But as you can see, like on the weekly, the dollar looks strong. This could be a bull flag, and this thing could rip higher. And basically, if the dollar rips higher, and I'll zoom out to the monthly here, if the dollar rips higher, this is basically what I have to say about it, okay? Because that's basically like a destruction of every other country's currency, and that they're collapsing into the dollar. So they would be collapsing, the euro would be collapsing, the yen would be collapsing into the dollar because it's the reserve currency. But it's still the cleanest shirt in the dirty hamper. But what happens in the end, I think we have a full on fiat money collapse. The paper money that's out there, the derivative market, is going to chase real assets, physical assets, silver, gold. Gold's looking like it's showing a nice cup and handle here on the monthly. This is like a picture perfect cup and handle here. And the target of this is pretty far up there, you guys. Like it's up there. So if this plays out, I can't even see it. It's like way up there. We're looking at over $3,000, basically over $3,000 of where that is. So that's the breakout target of gold is like 3,400. We'll see. It is a picture perfect breakout right now. So we will see. It really looks nice on the monthly. So that's good for gold. That's good for metals. That's also good for all the equities. And it looks like, the dollar is showing some strength here. If this breaks this level that it's at right now, much further, if we start getting up to like, the 107, 108 on the dollar, then I would be getting scared. But it's like it wants to get rejected right here. So if it rips higher, then crap. And then everything we'll see a collapse, at least in the short term. And I will be scooping everything up for sale. You guys, this video has gone on way too long. I hope everybody's doing great out there. Salute. Cheers, all my homies. Litecoin Latin out.